I mean, you want to talk about like New York legend. Like, we're walking around the Bronx with the legend and Chazz. You know what I mean?
All right, it's Monday. It's the Chazz Palminteri Show. Don't forget, if you never saw the one-man show, come to see it, chazzpalminteri.net. Come and see it. It's the show that started it all.
In 1989.
In 1989. That's my son, Dante, who is my guest.
Back again. He kept trying to get me. My agent kept saying no, but they put in a good offer, and
He put in a good offer.
Finally
my
got
son,
through.
Dante is back.
Did he send his driver?
He sent his driver. I told him he has to pick me up, and but he couldn't make it happen.
So Bobby drove all the way to California to pick
My
you
son
up.
lives in
Bobby
Beverly Hills,
did.
California.
And you know what? Bobby would. That's the kind of guy Bobby
How do you like
is.
living in Beverly Hills, Dante?
Beverly Hills is very nice. It's very nice. They
You
don't
like living
They
there?
don't fuck around in Beverly Hills.
Well,
They got
that's
a
right.
drone. They got a drone that flies overhead. And
But I hear there's a lot of crime in Beverly Hills. Not Beverly Hills, in California, but not in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills is a little different, you know? We found a great apartment, jumped on it. I got a great neighbor. Beverly Hills is nice, very nice.
So the cops don't mess around there.
They don't mess around.
What's the drone for?
To find these motherfuckers. Someone breaks into your apartment. Someone tried to break into my apartment, and I called the police. And the guy goes, "We have the drone overhead now looking." I was like, "Oh shit, you guys got a drone?" And then the guy goes, "Yeah, my name is like Ricky. Call me back and ask for me if you need anything else." They were great. Shout out to the Beverly Hills Police. They're on it.
How do you like living in California, Dante?
I like it. It's very nice.
What's the difference? Well, you think you're going to stay there the rest of your life?
No.
You want to move back here in the East Coast?
Yeah, California is not a place I can see myself being
Really?
permanently. Yeah, no, I'm an East Coaster. People are too happy over there. You walk into a place, you go, "How you doing?" They go, "I'm well. How are you?" And you're like,
You like the edge. You like the edge of the East Coast.
the East Coast edge. Yeah.
So now everybody knows you're an actor. You're also a singer-songwriter.
You know, here.
You went to
yeah.
Berklee School of Music. Do you enjoy the acting, singing, or I think you enjoy both, whatever comes, right?
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a movie. You did a movie that's coming out. What's the name of that movie? The short movie?
It's called Experts in a Dying Field. Directed
And-
by Mitch Camarda. It's got Amada Santi, Jay Cannavale. It's very good. It's a poker movie. Poker, relationships. Very fun.
Fun movie.
Yeah, you
And-
you have experience with movies too. What do you think about?
I've done a few things.
Well, how do you feel about short movies? I love short movies.
I like short movies. A lot of short movies turn into very big successes. Some of them turn into success. Some of them, let me tell you something. Robert De Niro saw a short movie. He saw this movie called The Landlord with Joe Pesci because he was looking for somebody to play his brother in Raging Bull. And he saw that movie, and that's how Joe Pesci got the part. So you never know.
You
It's
never
always
know.
good to be in. You did another movie called Rocky's Deli, right?
Yeah, that was That was about a year and a half ago.
But that hasn't come out.
That has not come out. We're still waiting for that to come out.
Okay.
These are squeaky chairs.
I know. I got to fix these
Not
chairs.
for nothing. You got this whole studio.
Now,
You
if
can't
anybody-
get some chairs.
I know. If anybody wants to hear your music, where do they go?
They could just go to my Instagram and they'll find links for everything.
And your
It's
Instagram is Dante?
Dante Palminteri. Yeah.
Dante Palminteri.
Dante, and then the last name. You're here, so you have the last name.
You have the last name.
You have the
Palminteri.
last name. What's new with you? You know?
No. You're the guest.
I don't know.
You're the guest.
What?
Okay.
A guy can't catch up with his old man.
What's this old man shit?
What's new? What's going on? I've been in L.A.
Where did you get? Now, people know that we like to go hunting. That's a Sitka. Sitka's got great equipment.
Sitka.
Great clothes, right?
Great clothes. The best.
I would say the best clothes.
The best clothes.
Camouflage, the great camouflage, made by hunters.
For hunters.
For hunters. And that's the truth because, we go bow hunting. My son and I, we like to go bow hunting. And we eat everything we shoot. Deer, venison.
Even the
And
people.
when you pull back, not a sound, nothing.
Not a sound.
Nothing.
Not a sound.
Not a sound. Those clothes are pretty amazing.
Usually you hear when you
Right.
pull it back, those close.
Nothing.
Silent
Silent and warm.
as the laughter
Yeah, we
that
get
you
nothing.
aren't having.
And Dante and I, we get nothing for this. But Sitka, you want any hunting outfits? Best. Camouflage, best.
All right, we giving out free commercials now?
Nah, it's all right. What's
People
the-
pay a lot of money for this airtime.
Yes, they do. But you know what? Sometimes you got to just give it away. We got to give it away. We bought a lot of
away.
clothes there. We enjoyed it very much.
We do.
Now, what
We
about,
do.
what's it?
You know-
Remember we talked about that? What about hunting that you like?
Very primal.
It's primal.
Very primal. You know, I was living in the city and I was sick of just, you go on your phone and you hit a button and a fucking steak can come to your door. There's such a disconnect.
Yeah.
Such a disconnect from the food, from nature. And you look at how my nonna grew up.
Yeah.
My grandmother, my mom's mom, you ask her how you doing laundry. She had to go to a river.
So take me through the process
You know?
of hunting. It's something that I've never done before. So like, how would I start? Like, what do you guys do?
It's a pretty wild experience. Well, the first thing is you got to figure out, well, where. There's public land, there's private land. Around here in kind of, southern New York, a lot of people, a lot of your friends have like a big acres, a lot of acres. So
Yeah.
you can find
We're fortunate. We go hunting on my property, on our property.
yeah, but you have some
sometimes.
friends even more upstate where it's like
Yeah.
you get some serious acreage up there.
Yeah, 1,000 acres, 20,000. Pretty.
You got to go get what state you're in. You got to go get a license.
Right.
You have to go pass a test to get your license. At least in New York, I did accuracy test, just like general knowledge.
Yes.
And then
do
you
you
got.
like bow hunting or do you like gun hunting?
I like both. I really do.
Gun's a little cheating, unless
It's still really fucking hard.
it's still hard.
I mean, bow hunting is like up to 11.
Bow hunting is like, wow. You got to get close. You got to sneak up on them. You got to be in a tree, wait for them to come to you.
Or you gotta. Some people do this the stop and stalk, and,
Oh
and they.
my God! You got to make a great shot, otherwise, forget it.
But when you have that bow back and you're at full draw, someone could ask you your name, you won't know. There is such like
Concentration.
this thing that takes over where you're like, this is what we're made to do. We're not made to sit on a couch and
Right.
get
Yeah.
chicken,
Yeah. With Dante and I,
fried
we-
chicken delivered to your 5th floor walk up in Midtown or
Right. There's something.
Greenwich Village.
Remember with Dante when we hunted a wild boar, and then a few days later, we did everything, had quartered the boar and everything, and then we ate the boar, and it was delicious. Dante actually cooked it, and there was a feeling, right? It was like
It's kind of a weird feeling. You're like, I did this shit.
I just killed this animal.
I'm capable of doing this.
Respect to the animal. We always have respect for the animal,
Of course. But that's,
and that's why
You know-
anything we shoot, we eat.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like
You know-
it tastes better if you shoot it or get it
I mean,
yourself?
cooking game is really hard, actually.
Oh, that's hard.
That's like
Game?
that's super difficult. It's a totally different thing.
Right.
I did some good, some recipes sucked. That's never fun. But we had 2 big dogs, so it was still eaten. It was still consumed.
Right.
I made one thing, a venison backstrap. I butterflied it and filled it with cream cheese, bacon, and jalapenos and spices. Then you tie it back up.
Yeah.
Um,
That was amazing.
That sounds
It was a recipe from How to Barbecue Right on YouTube. There's a guy who's just like the barbecue master, and he had this recipe, and I did it just like that, and it was so holy shit.
Wow.
Remember that? People are going, "What is this?" I'm
What
like,
is this? Yeah.
"That's
it was-
venison." They go, but then the best question is, "Where'd you get venison?" You're like, "I got that was,"
I shot it. And they went, what?
and you go, "Yeah," and then they go, "With what?" And you're like, "Bow and arrow."
Oh, you got to feel cool.
Yeah.
You feel so fucking cool, man. You feel so cool.
You
It's-
do, yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I have to admit that because, because you're eating the animal that you slayed, and obviously,
That you slayed.
yeah, that's not a word. I mean, it is a word,
I
but
mean, you did slay
that you
it.
harvested.
Yeah,
But there's a way about it that
just the Dark Ages.
that's true.
We have slayed
I
the
slayed-
stag.
Mark
Slay
me
the
well.
turkey.
We have slain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Hunting's
It's
really
fun.
fun. It's fun because it sucks. You know
What
what
do
I
you mean?
mean?
What do you
Like
mean?
you're in the fucking
It's
blind.
cold.
It's freezing. It's November. The
Right.
wind is going.
Right.
It's 5 a.m. You've been up for the past hour, sitting
Right.
there.
It's
You're
great
sitting
when you
all
make
day.
a score, right?
I mean, the first time I went deer hunting with the bow, I mean, I was in the blind for 6 days.
Yeah.
6 days.
6 days.
6 days. I mean, you're there
Well,
6 days.
Not in a row. I mean, on and off.
Yeah, well, I think it was like 4 days, and then I got depressed, then I went back, and then I got depressed, then I went back, and then it was there. But the last day, the day where I got it, I mean, I was there for 6 days from 4 till like just when it starts to get dark, so like around 5.
It is hard.
But then the 6th day, I got in the tree stand, and like the sun came up, deer walked then right there.
First 10 minutes.
Within the first 30 minutes, I was like,
It's
holy
about
shit.
35 yards away, and you made a bow shot that was double lung.
It was double lung, just skim the heart. If I could be guaranteed that every shot would be like this for the rest
Oh,
of my
man.
life, I would take it.
I mean,
within 10 seconds,
Yeah, he
done.
Moved, he moved 5 yards, dropped.
right away. It was weird. You're like, ah, ah, ah.
Yeah.
That's buck fever. When you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You're going, just relax. And then when the deer comes out, a lot of times, John, this will happen. They're fucking smart.
Yeah.
People don't know how smart these things are. They'll kind of look up and they stomp the ground.
That's
Go home.
The doe.
Go home.
The doe will look, smell something, and then stomp the ground.
They go. If that happens, you go home.
Just go. But she's telling the big guy, the buck, not to come in.
She's telling any deer in the area,
in the area.
we got a hunter
We got to hunt them.
right here. No one fuck around at this area.
Like, let's get out of here. And they go.
Go home.
And then after that, just
You won't see another deer. You'll see him like kind of
yeah.
on the outside, looking, then just
You might
take
as well
off.
get down from the stand and go home.
But they know that you're there.
They're so smart. When we went one time, I was sitting there maybe like 3 hours just staring.
Right.
And finally my eyes adjusted and I realized I'm staring at 5 deer in front of me.
It's amazing.
The camouflage that these animals have actually is wild. You've never seen anything like it. You're just like, oh shit, they're right there. I didn't even notice.
Sometimes you turn your head, we talk for a second quietly, then you turn your head back, they're all there. You go, you didn't hear anything? You didn't see anything?
They're fast and stealthy.
They're so fast and they're like when humans are walking through the woods, it's the loudest,
Right.
smelliest thing. We just like walk with our boots
Yeah.
so slow. Every animal's like there's totally a person coming right over there, like half a mile away.
Right.
Deer, they're flying, they're quiet. Anyway, hunting's fun.
Hunting is fun. I think
What's
it's-
your dream hunt?
my dream hunt?
You know what mine would be?
Yeah, what?
Like caribou in British Columbia or elk in British Columbia.
elk.
Elk,
Yeah.
like
With a bow.
yeah,
With a bow. Yeah.
elk in British Columbia.
Hey, that's hard.
And Canada, those mountains, those big, huge mountain ranges, blizzard coming down. It's just you and a bow and arrow
In a blizzard?
in a blig.
Oh, let's
What?
calm down here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta worry about but you know, people don't realize that after you kill the animal, that's when the work starts.
That's when the work starts. Now you have a dead,
1,700-pound animal. They gotta cut them up.
before the bears come.
You better hope the bears don't come.
And the bears will fuck you up.
Oh yeah, I think my dream hunt. I would like to hunt a moose, a big moose with a bow.
With a bow?
Yeah, in Canada.
Don't forget, a moose they'll charge you.
Oh, moose will mess you up.
A moose will hit you. Get a good shot on a moose. They'll look at you. Go.
They'll charge.
You just shoot me.
Well, I have to go by myself. Can I have a guy in there with a 45-70 next to me?
That's what you want. You want a serious guy.
I want a
next to
guy
you.
there with a 45-70 right near me.
You know what? We got to get better at fishing.
We got to go fishing.
We don't fish.
Anybody listening to this podcast, if you're a great fisherman, we fish a little bit, but we like to.
They call them anglers. Did you know that?
Anglers.
Fishermen. I didn't know that.
You want to go deep sea fishing?
Yeah, tuna.
Tuna.
I know a guy in Martha's Vineyard. He lives in where they shot Jaws on Martha's Vineyard. And He
Right.
goes out 600 miles, and they fish for
Now you go out to Martha's Vineyard in
Wait,
Cape Cod
600
a lot,
miles. That's
right?
not,
Your girlfriend is from there.
yeah.
Chloe's from there. So, I mean, I just want to know: is it true that in Cape Cod, in a certain areas, they don't go in the water
Not really.
because of the sharks?
Yeah, big great white sharks. The highest concentration of great white sharks is in Chatham, Massachusetts.
Are you kidding?
It's right there. Yeah.
In
They're-
the world?
Yeah, Chatham. They'll get you. Oh, they'll get you. A lot of you see the seals, and once you see the seals, you're like, nope. I mean, we'll go into the water like a bunch of us at once, but
Up to where?
I mean, we'll go in, but you have to know, like, are there sharks here? Is a conversation. Someone wants to look it up, like, when was the last shark sighting? They have planes. You'll see the planes go by.
Really?
They're looking for sharks. Oh yeah.
But you'll go in the water up to your neck?
If there hasn't been shark sightings, I mean, they're pretty good about it.
Really?
They kind of have it down.
Well, they also have drones that patrol the sky.
Yeah, they're ready.
Yep.
They know. And if there's a shark, no one will be in the water, and people will say, "Hey, they found some great white sharks." Da 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 da. In Martha's Vineyard, we go to this place called Menemsha Habe, as they say, and that's where they shot Jaws.
Yeah.
It's really cool,
Jaws terrified a lot of people right after it came out. I don't think anybody went swimming.
right? You remember that? Remember when Jaws came
Let
out?
me tell you something. When Jaws came out, I used to go in the water, and I swear to God, I would dive. I would look underneath the water, I'd swim under the water, and I would hear boom, 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 and I have to get out. It frightened the shit out of everyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
You have no idea what that movie did to people. It ruined me going in the water. I went in the water. I used to have to get right out because every time I went in the water, I kept hearing the music. I swear to God.
A lot of people were traumatized by.
By Jaws?
Yeah, they
There was-
really were.
There was a woman in was it South Africa who just was killed by a shark like last week?
Really?
Yeah, like two tiger sharks, I think.
Wow, they've been seeing a lot
Two
of
of
sharks
them?
in New York.
Really?
Yeah, over the past, I think, last summer they had like something like 15 sharks sightings.
Where?
And one of them was a great white.
I don't think any animal terrifies me as much as a great white shark.
Now, if you go to Cape Cod and they said there hasn't been a sighting in a week,
Yeah.
you would say okay.
Yeah, they say, all right, you're good.
What about if they said yesterday there was a shark
Well, they'll
attack?
tell you, like, fucking chill.
What?
They'll tell you, chill out.
They said don't go in.
Well, they can't tell you not to go in, but it's like there was a shark here. It's right here. Don't go in.
Wow.
But then you have a couple beers and you forget about it. You go in.
Yeah, they had shark sightings in Rockaway Beach a few times this year. They had to close down the beach.
Oh, shit.
And I think they were great whites too, if I'm not mistaken.
That's scary.
That is scary, right?
They got the taste for Italians.
So speaking of Italian, this is actually what I'm curious about, and I feel like it would be good to talk about on the podcast. Let's talk about when we went to the Bronx and we filmed the episode with your dad and Colin Quinn.
That was fun.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit like what we did.
That
where we
was
went.
very
Oh,
fun.
that was great to do that with Colin, man.
I don't know if the episode's out right now, but I mean, it was really cool getting to see like where he grew up, and I bet you it's a completely different area than when he grew up.
I mean, you want to talk about like New York legend. Like, we're walking around the Bronx with the legend and Chazz. You know what I mean? And we're seeing all the great places. I'm trying
That's great.
I'm trying to upset you.
I know, I heard it.
Yeah, okay.
That's why you're not upsetting me. Go ahead.
Not my best.
Yeah.
I'll get him. I'll get him at some point.
Yeah.
It was really fun. And there was that crazy guy. You probably edited that part out. There was a crazy guy following us for like probably 3 blocks,
Yeah, they're all nuts.
muttering something and yelling that he's like, that was fun.
Well, listen, you introduced me to Gino's Pastries. I have never been there before.
Oh, yeah. Gino's Pastries is
Jerome's.
Jerome.
Great cannolis, great cappuccino. Joanne is a cappuccino queen.
I'll know if you could give me 10 cannoli, blindfold it, and just by
Grabbing it.
the feel, I can know. There's a flick test to know if all right, everybody. There's a test to know if a cannoli is fresh or not. Now, when a cannoli has been in the fridge, the exterior shell will become soft. It'll become a little like mouchard. a little mushy,
Mushy. Yeah.
soft, right? And the cream will become like kind of hard, kind of callous.
Kind of cakey.
A little cake. That's a good word. Cakey.
Yeah,
it's not
cakey.
creamy. It'll
It's
get
not
this
creamy.
cakey film over it.
Once
So-
it's refrigerated.
Once it's ruined. They're ruined. You lose the crunch. You lose the brittleness of the cannoli shell.
Right.
And the cream becomes cakey. So when you go get a cannoli, you want to flick it, or you want to just give it a little, like, a little one of these.
And you want the person to fill up the cannoli thing right there in front of you.
Yes, yeah.
People don't realize that.
When you get a cannoli, I've had so many people try this one, and I grab it and I'm like, that was old. That was in the fridge. Why do I want to eat that? You want the cannoli. Your first bite needs to be like an emergency to get a napkin because the thing is falling apart. That's what you want. If it maintains the bite shape of the cannoli shell, it has been refrigerated and you are being bullshitted.
Now, what's your expectation when it comes to cannoli cream? Because I've been to some places that fill the cannoli up, and I've been to other places that just put cannoli cream on the outside of it.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
They're trying to skim you. They're trying to save on their bottom line by cutting out the middle. That is, they're taking shortcuts.
Oh, I hate that.
And I will not be returning to that establishment
when
because
you
I
bite
know
into it, the middle just it folds in.
No.
And there's nothing there.
Oh, no. That's scamming you.
they're trying to get a little extra. They're skimming off the top.
Yeah, because if they do that on enough cannolis, they can do. If they do that on 1 and 2 cannolis, they save money for.
You should give them like $1 less.
Yeah.
I'm paying for a 100% cannoli. That is a subpar
Yeah,
pastry.
not half a cannoli, the whole thing.
Now, what was that other thing from Gino's you told me to get?
The Pignoli, it's my favorite one.
Pignoli cookies. But there's pignoli cookies from China, the cheap ones.
Those are not good, and you can taste the difference.
You could
You got to
oh,
get the pine nuts from Italy.
from Italy.
You got to get the real ones.
So when you get pignoli cookies, folks, ask. These are not the ones from China, are they? These are from Italy.
you can tell
Yes.
if you crack it, if it just kind of like a biscuit just like cracks. Don't eat it. It's got to be a little. Pignoli's opposite. Has to be a little give. Texture is very important.
And what was that other thing you were telling me about that has the cannoli cream?
Oh, the Dinoli. No, the Dinoli is excellent. The Dinoli is excellent not because of the donut, not because of the cannoli cream, but because of the temperature. So you have the hot donut and the cold cannoli cream, and that combination creates a tornado of deliciousness.
My son could have been a chef.
No. I'm not a chef. If you're gonna eat pastries, if you're gonna eat something that's like not good for you, why eat it? That's when it's not that good.
How do you feel about when people go, "Oh, wait a minute, this is tofu cream, and it's just like a real cannoli"?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You don't want to hear
Leave
that.
me alone. Leave me alone with your abomination dessert. I don't want it.
You don't want it.
If I'm gonna eat dessert, I'm gonna eat dessert. You know what I mean? If I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat dessert,
Yeah.
I'd rather not have dessert. I'd rather not have it.
You don't want no like
No.
This
This
tofu
this is a
cream.
vegan. In LA, there's a lot
It's
of this.
just like a
It's-
real cannoli.
Yeah, people who say that are people who haven't had the real one in so long they forgot what it tastes like.
Yeah. And you just go, no, it's
go-
not. How about raviolis? You like Bogatti raviolis?
Borgatti is the king. Borgatti
King.
ravioli reigns supreme. Yeah.
Is that the one that we went to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah. Oh, Colin called me up and said the raviolis, forget it.
Ravioli, now, with a lot of pasta, it's very important to cook it al dente, but ravioli is especially important to make sure it's al dente. Because then the top breaks open and the ricotta falls out.
Right.
And you have like a empty, no.
No.
It needs to be nice and al dente, nice and firm, but you could still, it's great. When I was in school, if they served ravioli, they would ask you, how many do you want? I'd be like,
How many do you want?
I wouldn't know how to answer that.
you just fucking fill it up. What do you mean? Like, 4.
4. Now when you have you obviously you're used to Nona, where
I am.
every 3 feet there was a plate of something.
Yeah.
And Mom is very similar.
Mom is like that too. How about this? As a famous guy, what do you do when you walk into a restaurant and someone goes, "Oh, you have to try this thing that we make. It's our signature dish. It's delicious," and they give it to you and it sucks? What do you say? Do you tell them?
No. Especially I'm not going to go back anymore. I'm not going to see them again. So I'll just say, no, it's terrific. If I'm going to see them a lot or talk to these people, I say something. Yes.
Yeah. You have to tell them, like, look,
I say, you know what?
you can't be serving this
I
food
got to
to
be honest
people.
with you, but it's not for me.
I feel like that's valuable. It's constructive criticism to make their product better.
Right. Yeah. I think if you really don't care about them, you say nothing because now it's like, now you're going to continue selling
Yep.
this thing. Other than Italian food, what's your favorite cuisine?
Other than Italian, I would have to say I really like Indian food.
Indian food is great.
I like Indian food a
Indian
lot.
food almost sent me to the hospital.
Yeah, and I'm not a big
You know
spice
this?
person.
I was in London. I went to a restaurant called Dishoom.
And I like Thai food.
Thai's good. I went to a restaurant called Dishoom, and I asked the waitress if this was like really spicy, and she was like, "No, just a little." Holy shit!
So it wasn't bad.
I didn't know. I couldn't taste anything.
It was that hot.
I thought my head was gonna.
Well, did you tell them, look, I can't eat this?
I mean, I don't. You don't want to be like that guy.
Oh, I can't. You see, when you go to a restaurant, if the food's not good, do you tell the
No,
people?
it was great. No, the restaurant's tremendous. I was just a little too ballsy. They know how to do spice. They'll fuck you up. You got to be careful.
Right.
She noticed and she came over. She brought me a big thing of yogurt. I like drank it. I almost thought I had to go to the hospital. It was so hot. I thought I was dying.
Really?
You know what food I love? You ever have Georgian food?
No.
No.
Georgian food is probably the most underrated
Really?
food.
What is Georgian food, Dante?
Georgian food? Oh man. It's kind of like a mix of Asian food and Middle Eastern food and European food. Like they have dumplings, like soup dumplings, and it's like they have this thing called hajapuri, which is like a pizza. There's a great restaurant in Brooklyn called Guest House, if you ever want to try some of the most outrageous Georgian food ever. Don't even order anything. You just say bring out whatever, and they'll bring you out something that is
Really?
next level.
Wow.
You walk in, you'll be the only not Georgian or Russian
I got to be
person
honest
there.
with you. I've never eaten Georgian food. I've never been to a Georgian restaurant.
Oh, Georgian restaurant.
They have them?
Oh, yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's not Russian.
No, it's very not Russian. Very not Russian. Yeah, but Georgian food's great. Yeah. If you were on a first date again and you had to make a dish for a girl to impress her, what would you make? And it has to be a real dish. It can't be like a DiGiorno pizza.
Well, I make good sauce. I would make linguine pomodoro, linguine with pomodoro and shrimp. I can make that. I can make chicken parmesan. I can make that.
He's talking a big game.
I can make that. I mean, you want to get a little crazy, I mean, I've made those things before, Saute the cutlets, put on the...
You do this with your other family?
Now, if
I
they
don't
had to
do
go
it
to
here because Mom's such a great cook. Come on.
if they had to go to Chazz Palminteri's restaurant, what would you tell them to get?
My restaurant is great. I mean, I have great chicken parmesan. I got great a Bronx tail. It's a lobster tail it's kind of a burgundy sauce.
And there's one item on the menu. We won't tell you what it is, but if you order it, he will come and do one act of his one-man show
Oh,
for
I
you.
will not.
You just have to keep ordering and you'll find
So the
it.
Bronx tail is a great dish. Clams, scallops, lobster, linguine. Oh, God. A lot of people get that.
Is that your favorite?
That's my favorite, probably, yeah. A Bronx tail.
Would that be your go-to?
Sometimes if I eat too much that day, I won't. But sometimes if I don't eat that much that day, I'll go there and have the Bronx tail. Yeah. I love
Dante, what would your go-to be?
it. What's your go-to Italian meal, Dante?
Go to Italian meal or at the restaurant? My go-to Italian meal, if I had to have one more meal before I die,
Yeah.
it's a very specific meal.
What is it?
It would be Borgatti ravioli
Yeah.
with my nonna's sauce and her meatballs. But my nonna has since passed, so I cannot have that anymore. So the next best thing will just be Borgatti ravioli.
Bugatti raviolis on 187th Cambrilling Avenue.
You know what's great? And Madonia bread.
Oh,
You have to get 2 loaves because you'll eat one on the way
yeah.
home.
The
So you have to-
Madonia olive loaf bread.
something
and
else.
The prosciutto bread.
Oh, yeah.
The cheese bread.
You'll
the regular
be,
bread.
You'll be so swollen after.
Gino's pastry.
But it's so worth it.
Oh my God! And how about the mozzarella?
Casadella
Come on,
mozzarella.
Casa mozzarella.
Casadella
Casa
mozzarella.
mozzarella.
Now, if you're cooking, hold up, hang on. If you're cooking, you never want to get fresh mozzarella.
Yeah.
You never want to get the fresh
Casa
mozzarella
mozzarella.
too watery. Okay,
Yeah.
you need to tell them what you're doing with it. Are you eating it? If you want to eat it, you got to get the fresh mozzarella. But if you're
Right.
cooking with it, you want the dried one
You want the
because
dry
there's too
one.
much moisture. If you make lasagna and you put the mozzarella, it's going to get watery. You're going to get lasagna soup,
Right.
which has been
True.
a thing. But you're going to get accidental lasagna soup,
That's true.
which is what my next
But
album
if you
is
just
actually
wanna-
going to be called.
If you just want to cut pieces of,
Accidental lasagna soup.
if you just want to cut lasagna, you just want to have it. It's spectacular.
I mean mozzarella.
Mozzarella, right?
Yeah. You know what I love? Caciocavallo. You ever have that cheese? Remember that cheese that Tootsie Louie would bring back?
Oh,
Caciocavallo cheese. I think it was definitely not like legal how he brought it back, but he brought it back.
And how about Mike's Deli when you want a big sandwich?
That's my guy.
That's your guy's Mike.
Dave's my guy. I took my girlfriend there on our second date,
Right.
and I was like, she goes, "What do we order?" I said, "Nothing."
Don't order. Just say we're hungry.
And Mike, Dave hooked me up.
Right.
Mike's Deli was the spot. If date spot, you go to Mike's Deli.
Right. And
You want to
just say-
sound cool?
What?
You go to Arthur Avenue in the Bronx with your date.
Right.
If you're like not from New York, you don't know about this place. That's where you go. You don't
Right.
go anywhere else. Don't take a girl to some like bullshit expensive restaurant on the Upper East Side. You just go to Arthur Avenue, and this is the coolest place ever.
It is. It really is.
It really
You're
is.
right.
And if you see him, just take a picture with him. He loves it. Don't even need to ask.
How many times did we get stopped when we were with Colin?
All
Yeah.
they do. I have a theory, right? So he's famous all over the world. In America, it's worse. In New York, it's worse. In the Bronx, it's the second worst. You know where the first worst is?
Where?
Yankee Stadium.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I
No.
can see that.
Arthur Avenue is second worst. Yankee Stadium is the worst. It's pandemonium
Because
it's condensed.
it's condensed. They're all there.
Everyone is there.
So when I walk out, it's like,
That's cool.
You know what Italian men do to him, which is weird? No other race does this. Italian men will yell their own name back at him to show that they're also Italian, which is when you're
Yeah.
walking and someone will go, "Hey, it's Sonny Montedesto, Sonny," and you're just like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" And he'll be like, "Me too," and you're like,
it's crazy.
"Cool, man," and they go, "I met you in 1979 at the Limelight. You threw me out," and he'll be like, "Good to see you."
It's a small world.
I don't remember them.
Yeah, and then I'll look at him and he'll be like, "I have no idea who the fuck that was."
Yeah, I do that all the time. Dante, it's always great to have you on the show.
Yeah, we should do it again.
We should do it again.
I'll see you around.
I'll see you around.
I'll see you around the house.
Maybe next time you're back in New York.
Yeah, don't
All right.
forget Bronx Tale.
Bronx.
Something Bronx Tale related is coming.
We can't say what it is.
Here it comes. What is
All
it?
right, don't forget. I'll see you next Monday at 11 o'clock. Also, go to ChazzPalminteri.net. Check out my one-man show. Come and see it. Don't forget to go to my website, ChazzPalminteri.net.
.net.
Also, my restaurants, 30 West 46th Street in Manhattan, 265 Main Street in White Plains. 2 great restaurants. You'll love them. Get my merchandise, and God bless you, and I'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
And cut.